Infinity Gauntlet. The Infinity Gauntlet is a specially crafted glove designed to house the 6 Infinity Stones, or Infinity Gems in comics: time, space, mind, soul, reality, and power, each of which controls one fundamental aspect of existence. Once fitted with all 6, the gauntlet grants its wielder near godlike power. In the comics, the gauntlet wielded by Thanos achieved what was called nigh omnipotence, as its power even outstripped major cosmic entities. In the cinematic version, the gauntlet was forged by the dwarves at Nidavellir on Thanos' order to contain the stones, and when Thanos assembled them, he literally wiped out half of all life in the universe with a snap of his fingers. The reason it is regarded as one of fiction's strongest weapons is that by combining all 6 stones into a single device, the gauntlet grants simultaneous mastery over time, space, reality, power, soul, and mind, effectively allowing the wielder to reshape reality on a universal scale, alter or erase beings, travel through time or space instantly, override physical laws, and overwhelm or bypass even cosmic-level opponents. Because the power escalation is so vast, going from controlling one aspect to controlling all 6 at once, the gauntlet becomes not just a strong weapon, but a vehicle for virtually unlimited power, making it iconic as a supreme fictional threat or ultimate prize. Ruyi Jingu. The weapon known as the Ruyi Jingu, literally as you will golden hoot staff, is the magical staff wielded by the monkey immortal Sun Wukong in the 16th century Chinese novel Journey to the West and its later extensions. It originates as a massive iron pillar used by Yu the Great in ancient times to measure and stabilize the flood waters of the world, and afterwards it lay in the treasury of the Dragon Palace of the East Sea. When Sun Wukong visits the palace looking for a suitable weapon, the pillar glows when he lifts it, and once he requests it to shrink to a manageable size, it obediently does, from 20 feet tall and barrel thick to something a little taller than him and as thick as a rice bowl, with gold bands and an inscription marking it as the compliant golden hoop staff. The Ruyi Jingu is considered one of fiction's strongest weapons because of the extraordinary combination of attributes it embodies. It can change size at its wielder's command, shrinking to a needle when stored behind Sun Wukong's ear, or expanding to huge proportions to match his needs. It follows the commands of its master, demonstrating sentience or at least magical responsiveness. It glows ahead of Wukong's arrival, obeys his desire for size change, can make copies of itself, alter its own weight, and even transform into other tools such as a razor or drill. The mythic origin also adds to its status. Being tied to world flood control gives it cosmic significance beyond mere brute force. All these factors combine to make the Ruyi Jingu one of the most formidable weapons in fiction. Death Star. The Death Star is a massive, moon-sized battle station and superweapon in the Star Wars universe, constructed by the autocratic Galactic Empire to assert terror and dominance across the galaxy. It was first formally introduced in the 1977 film Star Wars, Episode IV, A New Hope. What makes the Death Star one of fiction's strongest weapons is the combination of scale, destructive power, symbolism, and technological terror. First, its sheer destructive capability. It can annihilate whole planets in a single blast, making it more than a conventional weapon. It's a strategic deterrent and ultimate weapon of fear. Second, its role as a demonstration of absolute power. The Empire uses it not just to win battles, but to cow worlds into submission, showing that resistance is hopeless. Third, its design as a mobile battle station rather than a fixed weapon, because it's a self-contained station, heavily armed and defended, with turbolasers, ion cannons, tractor beams, thousands of TIE fighters, and massive docking bays. It acts as both a weapon and a fortress. Fourth, its narrative and symbolic role. Within the Star Wars universe, the Death Star is a hallmark of technological hubris and tyranny, and also a vulnerability in itself. Despite all that power, it is defeated by exploiting a design weakness in the exhaust port and by courage and strategy, making it compelling fiction. Finally, it has inspired countless other fictional superweapons and has become a cultural icon beyond the films. One Ring. The One Ring is a single magical ring forged by the Dark Lord Sauron in the fires of Mount Doom during the Second Age of Middle-earth. He created it with the purpose of dominating the other rings of power and thereby controlling elves, men, and all other peoples of Middle-earth. What makes the One Ring arguably one of fiction's strongest weapons is a number of interlocking features. Its power is vast because Sauron poured a large part of his own soul into it, binding his fate to the ring so that as long as the ring existed his strength endured. It gives invisibility to its wearer, but more importantly it grants Sauron a direct link to dominate the other rings and their bearers. Because the ring was created to rule them all, it stands above typical weapons. It doesn't simply inflict damage, it manipulates will, extends life, corrupts the bearer, and enables control on a systemic scale. Moreover, the corrupting influence is built in. It subtly warps the minds of those who use it or keep it, so it is both a weapon and a trap. The ring's greatest strength is thus not just raw destructive power, but its ability to enslave, sustain evil, enable invisibility, extend life, amplify its owner's power, and bind others into his will. It is literally the linchpin of Sauron's strategy to conquer Middle-earth. The fact that destroying other weapons doesn't solve the problem unless the One Ring itself is undone underscores its unique potency. The One Ring is one of fiction's strongest weapons because it combines magical amplification, personal corruption, will control, invisibility, and systemic domination in one artifact. Ultimate Nullifier. The Ultimate Nullifier is a device of phenomenal destructive power in the Marvel Comics universe whose origins are mysterious, but whose effect is unmistakable. It can completely eliminate or nullify any target the wielder chooses, and in the hands of a sufficiently powerful mind, it can even destroy entire universes or timelines. It first appeared in Fantastic Four number 50, when Johnny Storm retrieved it for the Watcher Uatu, so that the world-devouring Galactus would withdraw from Earth. The device is described as the universe's most devastating weapon, capable of violating even the law of conservation of mass by utterly eliminating its target. And if the user's mind isn't up to it, the user may be destroyed as well. The Nullifier is typically held aboard Galactus's world ship Tattoo, and even Galactus himself fears it, which alone marks it as one of fiction's strongest weapons. What makes the Ultimate Nullifier especially potent is the combination of near-limitless destructive capability and the condition that its user must fully comprehend the target, meaning its power is only bounded by imagination and mental focus. Because virtually nothing in the Marvel cosmos is immune to being nulled, if someone with sufficient will uses it, the weapon represents a kind of ultimate check on cosmic-scale threats, hence its status as one of the strongest weapons in fiction. Lightsaber. The weapon known as the Lightsaber originates from the Star Wars universe and is a melee weapon built by its wielder, featuring a hilt that projects a blade of plasma energy contained within a magnetic field. The user typically powers it via a kyber crystal housed in the hilt which attunes to the Force, enabling the blade to cut through most substances. It is widely regarded as one of fiction's strongest weapons for several reasons. Firstly, because it can cut through virtually anything, flesh, metal, doors, except very few specialized materials such as Beskar or Cortosis. Secondly, it can be used both offensively and defensively. Wielders can parry, block, and even deflect ranged energy blaster shots or other lightsaber blades if sufficiently skilled. Thirdly, its effectiveness is amplified by being wielded by those who are sensitive to the Force. Such users can anticipate movements, enhance their reflexes, use the weapon with precision, and even absorb certain energy attacks. In addition, its symbolic and psychological weight adds to its strength. It often denotes mastery, discipline, and connection to a larger power framework, rather than being just brute force. The combination of near invincibility in the right hands, versatile application, cutting, parrying, deflecting, symbolic display, and integration with a unique power source, kyber crystals plus Force attunement, make the lightsaber one of fiction's most fearsome and iconic weapons. Furthermore, according to surveys, it is frequently cited as the most popular film weapon ever created. Green Lantern Ring. The Green Lantern Ring, also called the Power Ring when referring to the standard court version, is a device created by the Guardians of the Universe to empower members of the Green Lantern Corps and enable them to act as peacekeepers across the cosmos. It works by channeling the green light of willpower, part of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum, granting the wearer near-limitless energy-based abilities. Why it's considered one of fiction's strongest weapons. It can affect fundamental forces of the universe, gravity, radiation, heat, light, as well as other dimensional energies sometimes classified as magic. The ring can form energy constructs of anything the wearer imagines, limited only by their willpower and creativity. Beyond that, it grants flight, even at speeds approaching or exceeding light speed in some sources, force fields, encompassing full life support even in space, energy absorption and redirection, phasing through solids, creation of pocket dimensions inside the ring itself, translation of virtually any language, scanning, retrieval of galactic encyclopedic data, emergency beacons, and much more. Because the device can do so many things, and its only real practical limitation is the ring bearer's imagination, willpower, training, and focus, many sources describe it as one of, if not the most powerful weapons in the known universe. That combination of ultra-broad capability plus minimal fixed constraints beyond will or skill is what makes it so formidable in fiction. Effectively a near-universal tool of creation, defense, transportation, attack, and manipulation wrapped in one wearable item. Flaming Sword. The weapon known as the Flaming Sword is a divine artifact in the TV series universe of Lucifer, described as the most powerful weapon in existence. It is classified as divine in nature and is credited with a host of near-omnipotent effects. Complete eradication from existence, destruction of any being including angels, reality slicing, space or time or dimensional, universal slicing, including gates of heaven, super strength, endurance, stamina, immunity even to the power of God. According to the lore, God split the flaming sword into 3 pieces, the blade of death, the medallion of life, and the key, after the rebellion of Lucifer, so that the full power could not be wielded. Each fragment carries vast power on its own. For example, the blade of death alone can eradicate beings, the medallion grants healing and divine knowledge, the key grants super strength and ability to survive realms, but the full union of the pieces is what unleashes the ultimate capability of the weapon. The flame-covered blade, when complete, can literally cut through anything, including the gates of heaven and even the very fabric of existence, to create a void into another universe. Because of this unique combination of powers, complete erasure of foes, reality slicing, immunity to divine powers, ability to open universes, the Flaming Sword ranks among fiction's strongest weapons. It goes beyond mere physical harm and reaches existential annihilation and cosmic manipulation. Hey everyone, thank you all for watching until the end. I'll be back with more videos, so make sure to like and subscribe.